I know you're seeing this. Probably that's the reason why you clicked on the video. And yeah, it all comes from me selling the MOOG ONE. I was playing with it for what, 2 years now? Maybe 3 years? I don't know. Around that time, I got the MOOG ONE. I was super excited when I got it. I thought it was going to be the synth of a lifetime, and I was going to make all the sounds that I wanted with it. It's not that synth. It's not the synth that is going to be with me for life. You got the 2400 here to prove that, and other stuff that I bought with the money from the sale of the MOOG ONE. Why did I sell it? I sold it actually because I just wasn't in love with it. That's the main reason why. If I didn't love it that much, I wouldn't sell it. But at some point, I had to be honest with myself and say, like, yeah, this is here. And although I do make a lot of sounds with it, there's stuff in here that I just hate completely. One of the things that I hated is how noisy the MOOG ONE is. It's a very, very, very noisy synth. I actually had, you see the Tascam right there? The channel of the Tascam actually had all the higher frequencies cut down because how much noise the MOOG ONE would put out, and I couldn't deal with it. That was the main reason why I sold it. Now with this profit that I have here, it's night and day. Like, I don't hear any noise, you know? I mean, if I push it all the way up, you're gonna get noise. Ground noise, of course, but the noise coming out of the MOOG ONE was just unbelievable. Although I didn't like the MOOG ONE and it's one of a kind, I was never really in love with it. And it would take me a long time to get to sounds, to create a sound that I was like, wow, this is it. And like with the Rev 2 here, it's super easy to get to a place and, okay, I'm sitting on a nice sound that I can use. With the MOOG ONE, it was the other way around. You would have to dig deep to get somewhere. And it had so much in that synth that I just never got even to use. It was a very deep synth at the same time. And that is great. And I love that about it. It was 3 synths in one. The MOOG ONE is a great synth. It was 3 synths stacked up, 16 voices, and I could just sound design. It was a dream. It is a dream synth. But at the same time, there's always that noise in the dream. And that, yeah, that's definitely the noise put me off. Another thing that I didn't like about the MOOG ONE was the fact that I could never track the cutoff point correctly. Now, you had 2 filters, or you have 2 filters in the MOOG ONE. You got a ladder filter and you got a state variable filter. You got 2 types of filters. Now, the Moog filter, you can never track it correctly. The pitch is always off. Like, you just can never. I think it has something to do with the oscillators. It's terrible, honestly. I can never track the pitch correctly there because I love sine waves, you know. And I always thought when I bought it, I thought I was going to be able to track it and just create a sine wave off of that. And I could with the state variable. It was easy to track the state variable. But with the ladder filter, it was just always off, and that put me off as well. All right, it's not the main reason because I could still get a sine wave off of the state variable. And then the other reason was the key bed. It was horrible. I hated that key bed as well. Of course, the pressure was okay. Everything was okay, but the black keys, they were thin. right? You when you're trying to, my fingers would sometimes just skip over them. I could never, I was just always missing the black keys. I'm not a great pianist, all right? But like compared with these sort of regular keys that have regular black keys, like the size of them, like these are like this. The Moog One keys is like half. I mean, maybe not half, but they were slim. They were slimmer, and it wasn't a great key bed. The modulation possibilities on that synth were incredible. I love that. I could make really weird sounds. I love making weird sounds, and I could make weird sounds very easily. I could sound design very easily, and it's great. It was great, but yeah, noise. All right. Now I got rid of that. And I'm happy. I'm not even thinking about the Moog One anymore. I just moved on, which is great. I was thinking, oh, I'm going to regret this. I haven't regretted it so far, and I'm happy. And now playing like the Rev 2 here, like there's none of that noise in the background. So I'm just happy that that doesn't exist, because that was part of my life for 2 years. I have no cables here plugged out because I've been hiding it from the channel, and I've been trying to work with it a little bit, but there's so much stuff I have to do that I haven't really taken that much time with the 2400. So I'm very excited that I got this in the room. This is probably one of the samplers that I wanted the most, but it's very expensive. So the sale of the Moog One allowed me to purchase some synths. So the 2400, it's been one of the samplers that I've been wanting to try. This or the 1200, the new ones from Rasm. But this is just way too expensive. And the amount of things that you can do with this workflow-wise, I'm just more inclined to this. I'm going to be making videos on this. I'm very excited about this. I've been trying the outputs and pitching things and trying to hear the sound, you know, all of that stuff. I'll leave that for other videos. You know, I always say I would, you know, just like the Moog One, I really wanted it. I got the money to buy it, and now I sold it. So sometimes I just don't have faith on these things anymore, like these sort of dream machines, because then something comes that, you know, just kind of destroys that dream. So I've been wanting this for a very long time. I'm going to play with it, but I'm not going to say that I'm not going to be selling it in the future, you know. It's been hard. The only machine that has stayed in the studio for this long probably is my Rhodes in the back, and the MPC. Not this one, but some MPC is always in the studio. If you want sounds of the Rev or sounds of the analog keys, I'm going to be dropping sounds from this as well, drum samples, just, you know, sounds with this 12-bit on my Patreon. So yeah, one of the reasons why I got this actually is just so I could be able to run samples straight in through the machine. All right, man, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.